Lakers coach Frank Vogel, on media day, you look out at a roster with a ton of talent, with a mix of veterans and young players, but also a roster that has a ton of expectations from the outside. I know you gathered your group today before they took the court and took photos and all those things. What was the message that you imparted to them?
Well, we talked about some organizational things, but the biggest thing for me was to sort of block out the outside noise and the talk of expectations. We have got to have a mindset that we're going to focus on the process, stay in the moment. We know that we can achieve the ultimate goal. We have the pieces and the talent to do that this year. But we've got to do it by staying in the moment and focus on the task at hand. And within that, we've got to come together and be greater than the sum of our parts.
You got a whole training camp ahead of you, but the guys have gathered for a mini camp. What's one tidbit you could tell us? What happened at that mini camp?
Camp? Yeah. It's just it was a lot of shooting drills. You know what I mean? We obviously there's rules of what you can and can't do in the off season. But I think it was important for those guys to just gel a little bit, probably away from the court. Maybe it may have been more important than anything we did on the court. Like I said, we just did some shooting games and whatnot. But it's just great to have everybody together, and there's a lot of new faces here. So the better that we can accelerate the process of coming together, the more success we'll have early in the season.
The players had their time in Vegas. You had your coaching staff have a golf outing. How did that help the group? What did you get to learn about your new staff?
Well, we like to have fun, and you have to laugh and keep things balanced within the hard work that we put in. And that was a great day for us to go out to Riviera, and that's sort of a bucket list destination for golfers. And even the guys that don't golf, we made it mandatory for them to go out and hack the ball around and just make sure everybody's laughing, having some fun, and building our own chemistry.
Who was the best?
Mike Pemberthy. Yeah, he and Jay Kidd are probably are the two best golfers on the staff by far. I'm a far distant, I don't know, I won't even say third or fourth. I hit the ball left and right a lot, and not very much straight, but those two guys are our best.
So outside of tips on your swing, how have you and Jason Kidd worked together so far this summer?
Really well. We've really hit the ground running in terms of solidifying a great relationship from the start. I've relied on him heavily in terms of putting together the plan of how we're going to use this year's roster, what our defensive scheme is going to look like, our offensive philosophies, and he's been an integral part of getting us to this point, developing the plan, and then he will be as well in terms of implementing the plan once we get into practices tomorrow, and all throughout the season.
What's the challenge of coaching a great player like LeBron James, but a great player entering year 17 is going to turn 35 years old?
Well, you know that his mind is going to be sharper than everybody else out there, and and then you got to be intelligent in terms of managing his body and managing the load that we put on him, not asking him to do too much, creating an environment on the court where there's a lot of ball movement, and there's a sharing aspect that it makes it a team-first approach, and he doesn't have to do it all himself. We have another superstar in Anthony Davis that we can also rely on to carry some of the load, and I think all those things will help him.
Will he play point guard?
Anthony, no, we're not going to play Anthony at the point guard.
You keep messing with me, okay.
Right. Actually, Anthony will have a green light to bring the ball up when he rebounds and rebound a push. He's really good in that situation. LeBron will play some point guard this year. What level? We'll decide that. But he's always played point guard, so it's no different than any role he's had throughout his career. And we'll see how it plays out as the season comes around.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.